Hello and welcome to my video on how to make money buying and selling silver. I've left it out for maybe 10 days because I want to focus on other things, and also I've been doing a lot of things concerning the stamp business that I'm setting up still. It's taking a lot longer than expected, and mentally it's been quite draining. Now, what I want to talk about today is time. I want to talk about how time can make, or in some cases lose, you money. And time is probably one of the most important things ever when making money. Ever. This is probably the most important video that I will put out concerning making money, buying and selling. Because if you don't understand time, you can't implement strategy. And you may be thinking, well, what do you mean by that? And it's very simple. You need to buy and sell according to time. Now, when you're buying, it depends. You need to account for how long it will take to sell. And this determines what you buy at. So I know people that will buy at a price that allows them to make 15% quickly. I know people that do it for 10%. I know people that will buy stuff that they will make 40% on, but they're going to sit on it for longer. It tends to be the rule of thumb that the longer you can hold on to it, the higher the markup is meant to be. But let me give you a demonstration of why time is bad. So I've got 7 ounces here. Let's say, for example, that if you don't have a strong hand and you can't hold on to silver long enough, you need to be buying this for a price where you can liquidate at a break even or at a profit. Now, say for example, it costs you in the short run 1 ounce to sell. This is what you're not gonna get back if you have to fire sell on maybe 7. Now the numbers are fictitious, but I'm trying to illustrate a point. So if you buy in the short run and then you have to fire sell or liquidate in the short run, you're at the mercy of the market. So you shouldn't be buying this for what the market rate is, because time is not on your side. If you're in a position where you can only keep it in the short run, you shouldn't be paying the market rate, because when you fire sell it, you're going to get underneath the market rate, or you'll be lucky to get the market rate. It's a bit of a problem. If you have to buy and sell in the short run, you have to get the margin in your favor. So you have to pay less than the market rate for these. So you can do that 2 ways. You can do what I did, for example, with these. Now, these are bullion coins. It doesn't matter if they're bullion coins or they're semi-nui. These are a combination of both. You've seen these. I pretty much drooled over them for 15 minutes the other day. I still am drooling over them. But you can put yourself in a position where you can pay less than the market rate. So if you have to fire sell, you can either make money or you can make your money back. There isn't an opportunity cost. There isn't a fee, If you can get underneath the market rate, I can ping these off for what I paid, no issue. I know I can, because there was a gentleman who actually guaranteed it. He was just like, if you can't sell them, I'll take them. And the only reason he's done that is because he knows there's money in it. And fair play to him for being quite savvy and giving me that offer. I'm holding on to them because they're worth more. But I understand time. I understand that if I'm paying under the market rate for these substantially, which I did, there's no cost for me to ping off cheaply. So this will be your cost, say 1 coin. I can just ping it over here. I'll be making money. I'll be making break even, But if you're buying at the market rate for these and you're quickly selling, that's your cost, You're going to get this back. Maybe even less, maybe a coin and a half, So that's one part of time. You need to understand how long you can hold for. And it's a bit of a paradox. So you get people say, for example, let's talk Belang P. I really like Belang P. I don't agree with some of the things he says. He has this thing, it's like, over time you can build this and it will keep going. And before you know it, you're going to get to X amount and then you're going to keep building. And he's got these great ideas that work in theory, but he doesn't marry it with the practice in some of his videos. Very intelligent man. I'd highly recommend his videos, but he's not a trader. I'm telling you that, yes, it is fantastic, and it is a paradox. It's fantastic to buy week in, week out, because in the long run, this is going to beat your money. Oh, it should beat your money. Should. You know, if you're averaging and you do it over the space, the longer you spread out time, the more time is your friend. You know, the more you understand time, the more it is your friend. You know, and he says if you keep buying, you're going to be in a position where one day it's going to look after you, and that's true. But he doesn't go into depth or detail about how you buy to maximize or to minimize risk. So if I'm buying these 7 and I pay market price and I have to fire and sell, I'll lose money. If I buy these 7 and if I buy these and I pay less than the market rate, you know, and I have to fire sell, I'm going to get my money back. I'm going to make a small amount, you know. I'm not going to be at a loss. Now, this is important because if you have a lot of time, you've got more time to hold on to it. I was offered to get rid of these. Break even. Could have got rid of them. I could have sold the ones I sold for the profit I made and got rid of these. Not a problem. I didn't want to because I've got time on my hand. I have a strong hand. I want to push it more this side. If this side is profit and this side is loss, I want to push it more to this side. Can't so much do it with this stuff because there's less in it. You will find that time is your friend when you have a strong hand, and time is your enemy when you have a weak hand. Because when you have a weak hand, you're going to be sliding into this territory, and when you have a strong hand, you're going to be sliding into this territory. Now they got different properties. So with this one, it's purely a bullion play. And if you bought these, say, a year ago, and you held onto it, you're going to be moving more and more into this as spot goes up. You know? Or you can do it how I did it, and you can seek out coins that are a semi-numismatic plate, and you can price underneath. And then you've got more scope for if it should go against you. If it goes against you, you get your money back, or you make a slight loss. So timing is very important when you decide what to buy. And it's also very important when building a stack and building a strategy for profiteering. If time is not on your side, go for this stuff. If you really, really want to be in silver, go for this stuff where you can have more protection. If it's not on your side and you're paying market rate for this, you're going to lose money. You will lose money. And I've seen people do it. Ever since I've been a seller, I've seen people do it. And I say to these guys, and I try and say, look, don't do it this way because you're going to lose on the spread. And it's always, yeah, I know. But it frustrates me because I want people to do well. I want people to buy my items and to ultimately at least make some money. You know, it's good business sense for them to make money off what I sell. But if they're buying straight away off the bat, they're going to lose if they're selling a week later or 2 weeks later, unless they buy something like this. But then this is for the more experienced seller who has a reputation. So to sum it up, it's been a bit all over the place, what I've tried to say. I spent the last, I went for a run this morning and my mind's a bit there. Do you understand time? Is time going to be your friend and spread over the long run? So 3 years plus. Are you going to seek out those opportunities within that time frame? Or is time going to be your enemy where you're at the mercy and the virtue of the market? I know where I want to be. So this is purely a spot play. You're waiting on time for spot to go up and then you can relinquish. This is not. This is a skill play. This is based on your individual skill for sourcing and negotiating. Time will always be your friend on this. It won't be on this. But for the average person, this is what most people are going to get. Can you sit on it long enough? And for these, can you sit on it long enough for it to get to a stage where you can profit? Now, this doesn't always work. So, for example, I've got a few coins where time has worked against me. I'm underwater on these severely, and that's okay. You know, it's part and part of running a business. You're always going to have stock that doesn't work for you. Unfortunately for me, I've got about 200 of these. Time hasn't worked. I have a strong hand, so I can sit on it to wait for it to be a profit. Or I can do this. So this is a semi-numi. And this kind of illustrates the point, actually. I bought in the same situation as I bought these. This was I bought these long before I was a trader, and I bought them as an investment. Because I bought like these, I'm at the mercy of the market. My time frame has to be extended for me to make a profit, in the sense that it has to either be a fad, or I have to wait for silver to go up, or I have to wait for something to be out, etc., and market forces to do their thing. But at the moment, I'm at the mercy of the market, so I'm going to be here taking a loss. I have a strong hand. I can wait for it to go this way, but then I'm also at the mercy of spot price. So I hope people get my ramblings today. I probably should have done it in a more structured way, but you need to understand that for you to make money, you need to understand time. So, and if you don't understand time, you cannot put in place strategies, which I will go through in the next video, which this is the most important part to understand. The strategies is the next most important part, because that's where it gets a bit fun. And that's where you can talk about stack allocation, etc. So thanks for taking the time to watch the video. Please like, subscribe, comment, etc. And take care.